Hello, everyone. On behalf of CyberArk's CISO team, we thank you for the opportunity to present our strategic cybersecurity proposal, protecting the keys to the IT kingdom. I'm Gio.
I'm Brian.
I'm Winnie.
I'm Hailey.
I'm Isaac.
And I'm Azan.
Today, we will walk through our vision to enhance CyberArk's resilience, safeguard privileged access, and positioning our platform to lead the industry through risk-informed innovation. Our 12-part agenda covers CyberArk's platform, strategic risk and gap analysis, and a 3-year incident response plan, and guidance on market trends, third-party risk, and future readiness. CyberArk's current capabilities spawn 4 critical areas: endpoint privilege security, privilege access management, cloud security, and secrets management. Additionally, within PAM, CyberArk offers Privilege Session Manager, Endpoint Privilege Manager, and Secure Web Sessions. These offerings form the foundation of our identity security ecosystem, and we will build upon them to address modern and emerging threats. Our team conducted a qualitative cyber risk assessment grounded in the ISO 27000 risk matrix and the NIST cybersecurity framework and ISACA's risk and governance models. The objective was to identify and prioritize key threat scenarios affecting identity and access management, with emphasis on real-world breaches such as ransomware R1 and phishing attacks P1. Each scenario was assessed based on likelihood and impact and mapped to a quarterly risk buy-down plan to drive structured mitigation. This approach ensures that high severity, high frequency risks are addressed early Q1 while progressively allocating resources to medium and low priorities risk across Q2 to Q4. This risk-aligned approach enables measurable process, supports control optimization, and promotes continuous improvement in cyber resilience. And now I would like to pass it off to Brian to speak on the current state of CyberArk's cybersecurity posture.
Thank you, Gio. Before we discuss our team strategy, we must go into the current status of CyberArk. Where is our potential? What kinds of threats should we be aware of? To start off, we analyze strengths and weaknesses across the 4 system domains. CyberArk demonstrates strong alignment with governance while maintaining strong availability of risk identity services. Program management properly secures threats as well. However, areas such as cloud policy and operation automation presents challenges. These must be addressed to scale securely. Moving on to more external influences, opportunities lie in AI-driven governance, cross-cloud threat analytics, automation of program testing, and session monitoring for faster containment and recovery. Threats include non-compliance with rapidly changing regulations, advanced persistent threats, unpredictable cloud breaches, and zero-day risks. Our strategic roadmap is designed to close those gaps while leveraging CyberArk's PAM products and strengths. The CISO team is focused on aligning to business goals while ensuring that our critical assets are protected. On a high level, CyberArk's target state is one of strict compliance and trust. Our target state aligns with ISACA's best practice domains, NIST cybersecurity framework for pillars to follow, 802.10 access controls for cloud computing, and the risk management framework, looking to bridge the gap between requirements that CyberArk has already met and the standards we have just predefined. We have analyzed 3 core elements of the CyberArk strategy that can use improvement. CyberArk can look to enhance cloud controls aligned with NIST 802.10 to continue its automation development, as well as optimize the core AI. Also, we noticed that the Cloud Connect environments was not entirely available to all users, so improving accessibility is crucial. Finally, there is room for improvement to strengthen incident management by integration of AI to address emerging threats. These are core to our forward strategy. With these strategy enhancements in mind, we have set 4 powerful goals for CyberArk to achieve. 1, ensuring more context-aware policy by use of automation and monitoring from Cora. 2, because we have identified that cloud environments are changing rapidly and CyberArk has a strength in detection, we want to enhance that threat sharing and execution. 3, with the weaknesses of manual operation of controls, as well as zero-day situations, finding ways to enhance less downtime and faster patches of vulnerabilities is ideal. 4, continuous incident scenario testing. These priorities are mapped directly to reduce business risk and increase platform trust. I'll now pass it on to Winnie to discuss our strategy.
Thank you, Brian. Now that we've defined our goals, let's dive into our 3-year roadmap, which follows a phased approach. Starting with the overview, year 1 focuses on building foundation and resilience. Year 2 scales automation and intelligence. Year 3 drives full incident response automation and vulnerability refinement. And finally, this cumulates to beyond year 3, where we shift towards proactive guidance for emerging threats and technologies such as quantum computing. Now let's take a look into what year 1 consists of. This phase is all about laying a modernized and risk-informed foundation by strengthening foundational cybersecurity capabilities such as incident response planning, baseline controls, and identity-aware automation. These efforts improve our maturity across NIST CSF domains such as identify, protect, and detect, as well as align with COVID 2019 governance model. We begin with continuous testing of our incident response plans following DSS-02, where we manage service requests and incidents, and DSS-04, where we manage continuity. Key actions include modernizing the incident response plan with cloud-specific playbooks and attack simulations, then conducting third-party audits. In parallel, we will integrate core AI into session monitoring and policy enforcement, aligning with APO 13, where we establish and maintain an information security management system, and DSS-06, where we control the processing of information. These early wins provide measurable improvements in responsiveness and policy fidelity, while feedback loops reduce false positive and enhance productivity. Moving on to year 2, we expand real-time threat mitigation, centralize threat intelligence sharing, and automate core AI-based threat detection. This phase advances our posture in the NIST CSF domains with a heavier focus in protect, detect, and respond, while aligning with COVID 2019 model. We begin by enhancing intelligence sharing and mitigation, where we align with APO 12 in response to risk, APO 13, which we mentioned previously, and DSS-01, where we perform operational procedures. On the patching side, we strengthen vulnerability management, aligning with BAI-09, where we manage critical assets, DSS-03, where we identify and classify problems, and finally, DSS-01, again supporting operations. Key efforts include implementing just-in-time models, prioritized scanning, and performance-based remediation tracking. Now on to year 3, we enable full incident response automation, leveraging machine learning for detection, containment, and remediation. This phase enhances our capabilities across other NIST CSF domains like respond and recover, while continuing COVID 2019 alignment. We begin with refining core AI's predictive and policy capabilities, allowing it to monitor user access and session activity based on context, like user behavior, access patterns, and real-time risk levels. This aligns with DSS-02, APO 13 as noted, and MEA-01, where we establish a monitoring approach. We then shift to AI-led vulnerability management with real-time analytics, aligning with DSS-03, BAI-09, as before, and MEA-03, where we confirm external compliance. In the end, we also collect on AI decision accuracy and response speed, closing the loop through feedback and refinement. Quarterly audits and a risk-based patching pipeline also anchors continuous improvement. Now that we reviewed the 3-year strategy, I'll pass it over to Hailey, who will dive deeper into the incident response plan.
Thank you, Winnie. With the 3-year strategy in mind, let's shift gears to our proposed incident response model that spans across 6 stages: detection, containment, investigation, patching, disclosure, and prevention. Core AI plays a central role across all these stages to balance automation with an adequate level of human oversight to ensure speed and accountability. So let's begin with detection. The Security Operations Center detects suspicious activity, and Core AI is utilized to gauge the probability of the flagged activity truly being attacked or not. And if Core AI deems this activity as likely to be an attack, the next stage of containment is initiated immediately. And with the threat in isolation, it then becomes time to investigate and further analyze the threat. From there, with a more thorough understanding of the nature and extent of the threat, the patching process can begin, in which temporary security measures are enacted first, and then followed by emergency patches to address any further potential exploitation as a full update is in the works. And with that, the threat is studied and responded to. Disclosure to stakeholders and the general public becomes the greatest next priority. After all is said and done and the exploit is entirely handled, it's important to learn from the incident to build on preventative measures for future incidents. Therefore, in a simulated zero-day scenario, a discovered exploit escalated via the dark web and was weaponized by an APT group. This scenario reinforces the urgency of our automation strategy and the need for real-time risk response across the platform. But this exploit also has potential to bring harm to our product line, as a successful zero-day exploit could erode trust across all service pillars, including PAM, credentialing, endpoints, and overall architecture. Reputational damage, client attrition, and regulatory fallout make it imperative to evolve our defenses now and not wait until later. Moreover, in applying our IRP, these significant repercussions can be avoided and mitigated in a timely fashion. So now I'm going to pass it off to Isaac to discuss ethical dilemmas.
Thank you, Hailey. Previously, we discussed our incident response plan for zero-day attacks. Now we recognize the ethical weight behind these decisions. Our approach ensures government alignment, transparency with stakeholders, and collaboration with ethical hackers for faster defense mobilization. For disclosure challenges, incident disclosure must be carefully managed. Premature sharing could increase vulnerabilities, so we ensure full analysis before releasing information. All exploits must be investigated to determine the root cause. For stakeholder engagement, cybersecurity involves multiple stakeholders, including businesses, governments, and ethical hackers. We must balance transparency with data protection while upholding cybersecurity ethics. For effective communication is also key. We coordinate with authorities and peer organizations early and align all messaging with our incident response plan to ensure a structured and efficient response. Finally, compliance with legal and regulatory requirements is essential. Data breaches must be reported to US CERT, CERT EU, and UK NCSC to maintain trust and avoid penalties. We have also established key metrics to measure ROI and effectiveness, focusing on reducing breach response costs, minimizing false positives, accelerating patching, and improving AI-driven incident accuracy. These KPIs strengthen our risk posture and enhance broad accountability. For incident detection and response, we aim to improve on how quickly and effectively we can detect and contain threats. For automation and AI integration, we plan on reducing manual workloads and improving accuracy through AI-driven solutions. For threat mitigation and intelligence sharing, we plan on strengthening collaboration and response times to minimize potential damage. For vulnerability management and patching, we are ensuring timely updates and reducing our security risks. We use standard accounting techniques such as activity-based costing to quantify all these values. And now I'll pass it off to Azan to discuss third-party risk management.
Thank you, Isaac. So managing third-party risk remains a top priority, so we'll focus on the top 3 risks, which include unauthorized vendor accesses, weak vendor security, and compliance failures. Current protections adhere to ISACA's 5 critical vendor management controls, which are risk assessment, performance monitoring, due diligence for new vendors, contract management, and continuous improvement. CyberArk implements these protections with credential vaulting, controlled access, multi-factor authentication, and automated credential policies. While these measures provide a strong foundation, it's important to stay ahead of emerging threats, where we propose 3 key enhancements. First, adopting a zero-trust network architecture to minimize implicit trust in user access. Second, deploying Cora AI for real-time flagging anomaly detections, such as exposed RDP or phishing vulnerabilities. And third, integrating BitSight for automated vendor scoring, which let us dynamically adjust PAM policies based on real-time risk data, where high-scoring vendors near 900 gain temporary monitored access, while those below 450 trigger auto-verification and security alerts. These steps align with ISACA's framework, but ensure ongoing compliance with evolving regulations. Looking forward beyond the 3-year plan, CyberArk stands at a pivotal moment to pioneer quantum threat mitigation. While quantum computing remains in its infancy, rapid advancements like Microsoft's Majorna 1 quantum chip and room temperature stability breakthroughs are dramatically compressing the adoption timeline. Quantum computing presents extraordinary opportunities while introducing significant security vulnerabilities. Encryption that currently requires decades to break could be compromised in minutes, creating an urgent need for action. And then this integration of quantum-resistant cryptography into PAM solutions will also be critical by ensuring full alignment with NIST's evolving security standards. As this technology advances, cross-industry collaboration becomes essential, where proactive engagement with regulators like the SEC, GDPR, and CISA will help anticipate compliance demands and shape security best practices. These strategic investments won't just protect against future threats, they position CyberArk as a leader in the quantum security era. Thank you for your attention, and our team welcomes your feedback as we continue evolving CyberArk's strategy.